Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is my thrifted home and my name is Dusti. Usually I go to estate sales, but this week, to be honest, there wasn't really any that were um, to be honest, there weren't any that really interested me this week. I didn't see any that really stood out as like, oh my gosh, that has so much stuff I want to go see. There's one that I'm kind of interested in going to Saturday as a half price day maybe, but even that's a maybe. So instead, this week I went to visit my daughter in Leland, and we hit some vintage flea markets there. We went to Baker Street and Fancy Flea. We also hit up Walmart, Target, and Michael's. So it was a lot of fun. We talked about how we should film when we're there because we have a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. But I don't know. It's unless we had a third person doing the photography, it's kind of hard to catch. So, and I don't want it to be fake and forced, but we do have a lot of fun. So I did get some things. Well, most of the stuff is for myself, but I also got some things I thought would be fun to put in the shop. So um, let's start with, I'll just start showing you stuff and I'll tell you where I got it and I'll tell you if it's mine or if it's for the shop. So let's get started. This was from Fancy Flea, and the last time we were there, I think December, I had wanted it then, but I just didn't know where I could put it. But this time I decided, you know what, I'm getting it and I'll figure it out later. But it's this picture. I love these three girls. I love them reading the book. I love the plants in the background. Hailee and I were discussing, this is the little girl I like the most, and this is the one she likes. But to be honest, I like them all. So anyway, so this I already have a spot for, and it's perfect. Then I got this at Baker Street as well. It's black wedgewood ivy. And I thought about putting it in my shop, but when I mentioned it to Penny, she's like, oh, it's black and white. That'd be perfect to use at Halloween time. And I was like, oh, yep, I've got to keep it now so I can use it for Halloween. Because with the pattern to have a pumpkin sitting in the middle, how perfect would that be? So this is now for myself. I got this at Target for myself. I thought it was cute for those days I have a bad hair day and don't want to fix my hair. Hopefully my hair is okay since I took that off. Then we went into a shop because we were at Mayfair. There's a like an outdoor mall. I think it's in Wilmington. I don't know the area as well as Hailee does, but it's called Mayfair, and they have a lot of like there's the Francesca's and Lush and trying to remember what all is there. Michael's, which is why we went there, but there's also a place called Sweet My Sister's Cottage, I believe is what it's called. They donate 10% of their proceeds, like when you buy something, to battered women and stuff like that. And so they had a book there, and it's by a local author. She lives in Wilmington, and it sounded like a really interesting book. I just read the first page and was already hooked. That's usually my test for a book. If I can read the first page and I want to keep reading, then it's usually a good book. So, and it is on Amazon. You don't have to live here to come get it. You can buy it from her on Amazon. So I bought that book. Then there's a channel I like to watch. It's called Sunflower Among Roses, and I'll put a link for her channel in the description. Her name is Jeannie, and she's awesome, and I love her style. It reminds me a lot of like a lot of the other channels I like to follow, like Kayla and Penny's channel, Little Caba Junkin, and Jean's channel with the collections. There's, oh my gosh, and I think I've done highlights of them before, so check them out where I've highlighted other channels I like. And I try to always highlight the ones I like too, because you just never know when you're watching a channel of like, hey, I like this person's content. What else is there that could be like it? Well, I am happy to always share who I like to watch, so maybe you can find new people to watch. But anyway, Jeannie on her channel, Sunflower Among Roses, she was given a tour, I want to say it was after Christmas, between Christmas and like now. She's starting to shift over to some Valentine's stuff, but she was kind of doing the decluttering of Christmas and putting stuff in kind of just like a winter decor. And she showed a piece of transferware where she kept her glasses in the kitchen. And I was like, oh, why didn't I ever think of that? A really pretty tray to put my glasses on at night when I go to bed. And I found this at Fancy Flea. It's a Lenox, and I absolutely love the flowers on each side and the size, and it's perfect for my glasses at night, and it doesn't hide the pattern, so I get the full effect. So quite happy about that. It's perfect. Then I got this from Michael's, and it's a half a cat. You're like, what is that? Well, it actually rests, and then it's got a clip on the back where you can put a picture or a postcard or whatever you want. And this was actually one of the pictures I got at Baker Street. I just love this kind of grumpy baby old picture. And I also got this one at, I also got this one at Baker Street, another little kind of grumpy baby. I just thought they were so fun. So I got those. And like I said, this came from Michael's. And this also came from Michael's. Look at those. Don't they look like the conversation hearts? So I bought a bracelet, and I'm going to make myself a little bracelet. Then I got these at Michael's. I just love how itty bitty they are. And I'm going to be using those in my summer decor. But aren't they so cute? They're so tiny. Speaking of tiny, I got this at Baker Street. No, Fancy Flea. I'm sorry, Fancy Flea. Because Fancy Flea, I got the picture, Lenox, and the kitty cat. But it's a little like some kind of container. It has an itty bitty spoon. I don't know if I'll put anything in it, but I just love the kitty and the face on it. It was so sweet. And it's marked on the bottom, Taskets.com. There was another one that was a Siamese cat, but I thought this one kind of looked like Lexi a little bit, so I was more partial to that one. This also came from Michael's. It's a pedestal, but look at that for our hearts. And I know I've already decorated for Valentine's Day, but I'm still going to enjoy it because I have a couple more weeks. So I'll find something to do with this. Speaking of Valentine's and Michael's, I got this. Isn't this pillow so adorable? So I'll have to find a spot for that to put that out for Valentine's. And then I got this at Baker Street, and I absolutely love it. I'm debating if I'm going to replace my sugar mold that holds our silverware and put it in here, except the sugar mold has 3 spots and this has 4. So I'd have to bring out some other silverware I have to fill out the 4th spot, or if I use it for something else. I also thought maybe I could fit, find the right size of terracotta plot and put it in there and put flowers in, like one side, maybe some gardening tools in the other, and put it on the patio, which I'm kind of starting to really dig that idea now that I said it. So that would be really cute. Some gardening tools, gloves, and like a little pot with flowers in it. Now I got to really think about that, don't I? If you have ideas for what I could put in here and suggestions, let me know. I'd love to consider all possibilities. And at Home Goods, I got this for Easter. How cute is this? They're like fuzzy velvet, and I just love the look of them. They had some in like rainbow colors, which didn't feel right to me. I want the traditional carrot, which, by the way, I could also do that and find some other things to put in here. So that could be used at Easter. Then at Baker Street, I also got this. So hopefully you can see the pattern. It looks like a covered wagon. It says photographs. I haven't looked through it yet, but it still has old photos in it. And I just think that's so sweet. And it was sad to me that it was going to be gone. There was a second one, and now I'm wishing I'd bought it. But it is what it is. Then I also got this when we went to Hallmark. So, and I would have got my birth year. They had it, but this one's from when my mom was born. So I'm kind of more partial to this one. And I'm going to have to read through that because I'd like to know kind of what life was like when she was born. Then at Baker Street, I also found this. Look at this old Pillsbury. It says from 1955. And it's shown some wear and tear, but I don't care. I absolutely love how it looks. So I love it. Also at Baker Street was this awesome rolling pin. Look at the handles on it. I keep telling myself I'm done collecting them, and then I find another cool one, and so I buy it. And I know this seems weird, but I got this at Target and I just wanted to include it. And it's not sponsored by them or Target. But my daughter and I don't know if you have trouble with this, but I do, of your hands just getting really dry in the winter time. Like even now I put some on and they feel a lot better, but they were so dry. Well, this stuff is amazing. Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula with vitamin E, softens and heals. And it was $8 for this whole tub at Target. It's probably at Walmart. I don't know what the price is there. I would suspect it'd be at Walgreens and CVS. But if you like coconut, this smells like smells so good. It smells like a vanilla toasted coconut. It smells amazing. And it really does help with except mine are so dry, I'm probably going to have to do a second coat because my hands are just so dry. But it is awesome. And let's see, I got this at Baker Street. It's Lassie. And I loved Lassie as a kid. Matter of fact, that was always my dream. I wanted a Lassie dog, and I did get one. Her name was Cookie. But sadly, when my parents bought a new house, she was no longer allowed in the house with me, even though she was a great dog. So we had to give her to a friend to go live with. But now it's kind of like I have her again. This could be Cookie, my dog, or Lassie. Then I've looked at this on eBay before and wanted it, but when I saw it there and it was, I think, $6, I'm like, I just need to get it. It's a Treasured Memory Storytime, 1981 by Inesco. And look at the little girls reading a book. I just love it. And I love that you can see pictures in the book. And it reminds me a lot of, if you've ever looked at art from Jessie Wilcox Smith, I highly recommend looking at her art. She has the most beautiful children art. And that's what this reminds me of, is her artwork. Then I also got this clock, and it does work. It's just missing the glass, but I don't care, and it's going to go to my clock collection. So then I bought this, and I don't know why. I can't help myself. I don't collect salt and pepper shakers at all. I have a few random ones that I like, but I think that's where these fall into, that they're just random, and I liked them, and I couldn't help myself because they're just so stinking cute. Look at them. He's the salt, and she's the pepper. Aren't they so cute? They just make me laugh. And then they also had some awesome postcards. So I bought this one for myself for Easter. Then I bought this one for Easter, which these with the chicks, they just make me think of my mom so much. She loved chicks and hens and roosters. Oh my goodness. And like this one, totally I bought because of her for Easter. And then these two are for Christmas time and New Year's. So there's this one, which I absolutely love the church scene on it. And it's from 1910. Look at the writing on the back. Isn't that awesome? But love that. And then this one is from 1908. Look at this Christmas church scene. At the bottom there it says, with all good wishes for Christmas, Marion, I don't know if that's Jones. I don't know, but I love it. Absolutely love it. So I have those. Then I also found at Baker Street this decorating book. And I used to have all these books. It's so funny. And with Pinterest, I think a lot of people just go on Pinterest. And don't get me wrong, I do have a Pinterest. I have one for myself, Dusti D. Fritz, but I also have one for my thrifted home, which I need to work better at getting more posted on there. But I do have one for my thrifted home with ideas and things that I share from my channel. But I love this. Love these old decorating books. Because you can get so many ideas, and yeah, stuff's on Pinterest, but not everything's on Pinterest, contrary to popular belief. But this one is published in 2000. So got myself another decorating book. And then Hailee actually picked this up and said, oh, my mom, you need this because this would be so cute hanging from like your peg rack. That's a teeny tiny umbrella. It says Lagerberger on it, but look at that pattern with the flowers. I mean, it'd even be cute like this with some hanging, like I've seen this where they kind of have it like this and then they put flowers in it and hang it on the door as like a decoration instead of a wreath. So I'm not sure how I'm going to display it, but I got that. Now the rest of everything I'm going to show you is actually for the shop. So I found this beautiful fruit basket. On the bottom it's marked Nivico, made the finest product in Japan. So it has the nice little handle. So I'm assuming it's for candies or fresh fruit. But oh my gosh, look at that pattern and the cutouts. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. I mean, I do love fruit patterns, but I'm trying to be more picky because I already have so much. So this is for the shop. Then this is also for the shop. Look at that, a beautiful little cameo from Baker Street. And the detailing on it is amazing. It almost looks like she has grapes in her ear, or in her hair, you know, if you can see it. So that's going in my shop. And it is metal, it's not plastic. Then I got this for my shop because I love it, but I think I already have one if I remember right, or something like it. And it does have a little bit of wear, but it's still beautiful. 1972, give us this day our daily bread. So that's for my shop, nice pewter piece. And then when I made some room for the new picture, I took this off my wall and thought I would go ahead and put it into my shop. So if you like copper and you would like a copper heart, this will be in my shop now. I got this and thought this was kind of a sweet piece. It kind of makes me think of Bridgerton, but it's one of those old pencil sharpeners. There's the word. My grandpa Pet used to collect a lot of them. So this is for my shop. And then this, it looks copper, but it's actually plastic. It's mid-century modern and it's marked Steeds on it, but it's a set of 8 coasters. So I thought those would be fun if somebody is into the kind of boho or copper or mid-century modern. So that will be in my shop. And then the last thing is something my daughter Hailee used to own. She bought it way back. Let's see, what is this? This is 2025. So over 10 years ago, I want to say, she said. But she only wore them once, and she loved them, but she doesn't need them anymore, and she won't wear them. So she was thinking if somebody who wants to wear them or collects Disney, they're hand-painted Rapunzel. And they are Vans. So I'm gonna put them in the shop on her behalf. But I just wanted to show you, if you are a Rapunzel, look at the star on the sun on the back. If you're a Rapunzel fan, these are amazing. And I believe they're a size 8, 6.5 men, women's 8. So anyway, those will be in the shop. So yeah, that's all of my haul, and I'll do a little bit of a decorate with me because I do know where I'm putting some stuff. I do know where some of it's going. So how about a verse? And I think, did I change my verse? Yes. So here's kitty cats. Love them. Then it says, thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Psalm 119:11. And how true is that? Like, the more of the word of God that gets into us, the more we know what his best plan is for us. And so many people think, well, I don't want to, sin, everything's a sin. It's just a rule of do's and don'ts and all these things I can't do. But a lot of what he says that we can't do and shouldn't do is honestly for our best. Do you think it's for our best life if we go around and we lie? Because eventually the lies catch up with us and it ruins our reputation. And it honestly degrades us over time, and that maybe we don't even like ourselves. Or, is it really in our best interest to treat others like garbage and then still expect them to treat us well? We're supposed to treat others how we want to be treated. We're supposed to love others as we would love ourselves. So if we wouldn't want to be mean and spiteful to ourselves, we shouldn't be mean and spiteful to other people. And when you have a good reputation, that matters. But you can't know all of those things until you've gotten his word into you. And I like that hid in my heart because honestly, I've been on for the last year and going into a year and a half working on memorizing one Bible verse a week. And a lot of them sound familiar, but sadly, like if you ask me what last week's verse was, I'm not sure if I remember. I think honestly I've hidden it in my heart, so it's kind of hidden from me. I don't know if you're like that, but at my age, there's so many times I'll go someplace and I'll be like, I'm going to go put this away somewhere special so I don't forget about it. And then what happens is I've put it away so special, I can't remember what I did with it. And so I kind of feel like that's what I've done with his words in my heart. I've hidden them, and hopefully someday, if he ever needs for me to remember them, the Holy Spirit would bring them to my mind and be like, hey, how about this verse that you hid in your heart a long time ago? I'm reminding you of it, either for yourself or to share as an encouragement to somebody else. So, and I'll say another thing, one more thing about hiding his word in your heart. When you read all the words of the Bible that are encouragement, that are about trusting in him and finding grace in him, and how he's providing and caretaking, and how loving and how much he cares, having that hidden in your heart is such a comfort for those times that maybe you're fighting some fear and anxiety. That if I can sit there and stop and think, not focus on my fear or my anxiety, and start focusing on his provision and his guidance and his comfort, it helps to calm the anxiety and the fear. So anyway, yeah, so that's the verse for this episode, this video. And stay tuned for some decorating with me. Bye for now. There's where I put the little pedestal with a little Valentine bird on it. He was just on the paper doily, but I kind of like him up on that pedestal. Looks pretty cute with the rest of the group. So this is where I usually have the current books I'm reading, and I set my glasses on top of one of the books, like Darren has his. But I wanted to copy Jeannie because I thought that was such a clever idea. So now the little tray is over here. And before I go to bed, I usually come over here and change the date for the next day. Then I can put my glasses right there and I'm all set. So it may not be the same kind of decor, having the flowers with this, but I don't care. I like it. Well, there's Lenny. Hi, Kikami. He missed me while I was gone. He's crotchety and he doesn't like it when I'm gone. I just wanted to show you real quick, even though it's not my birthday, Hailee gave it to me in case I wanted to use it for Valentine's, but I'm sure I will leave it out the whole time, all the time. She made that for me. Isn't she so cute out of the beads? And she has a teeny tiny crown. And that frame is just, I love it. She made it for me and I love it so much. Then I added the new clock right there. Getting quite a collection. What is it now? There's 4, 5, 6. I'm sure I'll keep going just because I love them. Oh, look, and there's Lexi May May. Hi, Kiki. Yeah. Hi. I put my rolling pin in my crock. If I had more crocks, I'd probably have more rolling pins. It would be kind of fun to put some crocks on the floor with rolling pins. But first I gotta find them in a reasonable cost. The last thing I want to show you is where I hung that picture. I love that picture. And I recently got these two old calendars. 67 for the year I was born and 72 for the year Darren was born. There it is. I was like, where does the date? It's right up there. Bless this house, O Lord, we pray. Make it safe by night and day. So there's our calendars, and did a little bit of rearranging on the wall so I could fit them in. And there's still some open space for like small stuff, but I love it. I love my gallery walls. Well, there you go, folks. That's my little thrift haul from when I went to visit Hailee in the stores. I can link if they have websites. I think they have Facebook pages. I can link them below. Baker Street and Fancy Flea. Fancy Flea is in Shiloh, and Baker Street, I believe, is in Wilmington. But I'll look them up for sure and let you know. But that's my haul and a little bit of decorate. So thank you for coming to visit. And I'm going to include some fun pictures that we had of us with Snapchat while we were having lunch at Smoked Barbecue Joint in Shiloh, Southport, I don't know, somewhere there. And Bye for now.